What is up, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of our Team Sky career mode. And today, the country on everybody's lips is Spain. We have 4 more preseason races to go, and the Volta a la Comunitat Valenciana. And up first, we do have the Trofeo Salinas alcuria, and it's a 156.9 kilometer flat stage with a pretty big hill in between. We do have some people that I think can handle this course. Jan Abasturi, Ethan Vernon, Connor Swift could even give it a go. And if we take a look at the favorites, yep, Connor Swift and Ethan Vernon both up there. But we're going to have to get past Sebastian Milano to get the win. And we pick up with just over 15k to go. The breakaway still has 2 minutes on us. I don't think this is one we're going to be able to pull back, as moves do keep going up the road. It seems like nobody really wanted to chase down this leading group besides us, but we'll see what happens when we get closer to the finish. And with just under 5k to go, we are not going to be able to catch that group in front, but we are going to try and compete for this group sprint, as Lascano is done, so we can send Connor Swift. And with 2k left, he can start his sprint. Aberasturi behind him can start about now, as the breakaway wins once again. Seems like that's a common theme with these preseason races. And afterwards we can see that our best position was 15th, Connor Swift, Aberasturi coming in 22nd, and Ethan Vernon in 28th. We're going to need to show much better form if we're going to hit our objective coming up here in just a couple weeks. And for our second race of the day, the Trofeo Andrats, I have no idea how to pronounce that, the Mirador de Colomer. It's a 154.4 kilometer mountain stage. This is way more suited to us. We've got Chris Froome, Tom Gloag, Oscar Onley, Max Poole. Any one of those guys could be in the running for this. And Tom Gloag and Max Poole are 2 of the top 5 favorites, but we are going up against the likes of Primož Roglic, Simon Yates, and Tiemann Ahrensman. It's going to be tough, but I don't see why it can't be us. And since he's on a +3 day, I thought, why not send the man himself, Chris Froome, into the breakaway? If this one stays away, we'll have a really good shot at taking the stage win. And of course, the one time we get Froome into the breakaway, the other teams want to try and chase it down. With about 15k, a little more left, we're about to get caught by the peloton. It's going to be Max Poole and Tom Gloag's time to shine, so we will switch over to them. And Oscar Onley is going to have to get this group to the front, so we can tell Froome to do his own thing as he attacks. What a man. I mean, he's really feeling up for it today. We can actually throw him on the back of Tom Gloag here and let him join the train. And we are at 6k to go just before the base of this final climb. Max Poole's taken over from Oscar Onley, who's done his job incredibly well. Now we're going to get Tom Gloag, Chris Froome, and T-Berry into a position to potentially take the stage win, as we can ramp it up to about 92 for Max Poole. The bottom of this is going to be a nice little launch pad for our team of climbers. Max can go up to 95. We don't want to burn Gloag out too soon, as we do have superior position to everybody else in the peloton. But I'm just waiting for, there he is, Primož Roglic, on time to come across, as we can tell Froome to close that down. Gloag can come around and sprint. Doesn't look like we're going to have enough to beat Yates and Roglic, as the Ineos riders coming around with a late burst of speed. But we are going to get a top 5 here with Tom Gloag and Froome well positioned inside the top 10. We love to see it, as Gloag does actually get on the podium. It's our first podium of the new look Team Sky era, as we do pick up 4 places inside the top 10. Tom Tom Gloag in third, Furby in sixth, Poole and T-Berry in ninth and 10th respectively, and Lascano just outside of the top 10 there in 12th. It's a sign of things to come for mountain stages with this fresh young team. For the third of these preseason races, the Trofeo Serra Tramuntana? I think I didn't butcher it that bad. It's a 148.9 kilometer hilly stage, and it's going to be the season debut of our best rider and Irish national champion Ben Healy, who this doesn't look like it's really going to fit him well. He's not much of a sprinter once he does get over the hills, but Antonio T-Berry is going to be one of the favorites for this race. And with about 47k left to go, Lucas Nerurkar has been sent up the road. We have a little bit of a gap on E2, I should say. As we approach this final big climb, we're going to push the pace and see if we can hold on and get over the top of this in one piece ahead of the chasing peloton. And we have been caught with about 23k left. The pace of the chase group behind was just way too fast as we approach this tiny little false flat where we might be able to get some separation for our guys. Ben Healy, Sam Watson, Connor Swift, Antonio T-Berry all in contention to win this as Kenny Elizond starts to make a move. And we cannot let this group get away, because I think Tim Wellens would definitely stay away. Omer Fraley, Yanni Tsagire, some very tough riders to catch, as Nerurkar working to try and pull Tim Wellens back. Hopefully he can just deliver Ben Healy to this final little up kick and we can attack ourselves, as Nerurkar can consider his work done for the day. And Tim Wellens trying his hardest to stay away. He's only about 6 seconds in front of our chasing group, but we're gonna let Ben Healy recover a little bit more. So I think, yeah, we do eventually pass Wellens, and with 10k to go to the finish, we're looking like we're in a pretty strong spot. I think we're gonna try and push Connor Swift for the win here. And with about 7k left, we're coming up over this last little hill, trying to create a little bit of space and let Ben Healy work for Sam Watson and Connor Swift. Swift having to use some energy to close the gap. Not ideal. So we use our energy gel on everybody. We can see the finishing line. Healy gonna ratchet up the speed again as Sam Watson can prepare to take over. And he is gonna gonna start the sprint, gonna have Swift come around as we go a little too early. That wasn't the finish line. Oh no! T-Berry has a little bit left to sprint up this hill, and it looks like it's gonna be a top 3. A podium sweep for Team Sky, Sam Watson, Antonio T-Berry, and Connor Swift. Absolutely dominating the Trofeo Serra Tramuntana. Say that name 3 times fast, but Team Sky is officially back. As Ben Healy also comes in 15th. A dominating performance from the boys today. And Sam Watson, on the top step of the podium, does take the first victory for the new look Team Sky, and that jersey does look like it belongs on the top step of the podium. And after the high of winning our first race as this newly formed team, I have a feeling we might be brought back down to earth today at the Trofeo Palma, a 139.6 kilometer flat stage where we're not the best sprinting team. We brought Aberasturi and Connor Swift, Ethan Vernon, our 3 best, but realistically I don't know if we're going to have the best shot to win. And with about 14k left to go on this flat stage, we are within striking distance of that front group. De Hent and Narvaez trying to jump in front, but Oyer Lascano working for us, trying to pull him back. If you know anything about this game, these short, twisty little circuits at the end of stages tend to hinder the chase behind. So Lizcano, we're going to have to use a little more effort than we would like to at this point. Try and push for Ethan Vernon or Jan Aberasturi to get the win. But first, we have to focus on chasing down this front group. As Tosh van der Sande also realizing the urgency we need to ride with if we want a chance at pulling a double here. These preseason races. It's Connor Swift. He's going to take over now. Lizcano, done. Out of stamina. About 5.4k left. We're going to use our energy gel on all of our riders. About 30 seconds. It could be doable. I don't know if we're going to have enough room to get around all of them. Ethan Vernon, Aberasturi, stamina, all looking good. We're going to have to switch to 99 if we're going to want to have a shot at winning this, as Ethan Vernon looks like he could be unleashed. And we're going to have to launch the sprint early with him. Aberasturi can go even later, but it's that front group: Igor Chizan, Hugo Scala Jr., Alexander Balmer winning it. But these breakaways proving to be deadly in the early season, as our top finish will be Ethan Vernon in 12th, Aberasturi finishing in 13th. So not a terrible showing, but we've already got one win in these first 4 races, so we can't be too picky that we can't win this flat stage. And we have reached that time of the year where it's time for me to choose which national team I'm going to be the manager of. It's either the United Kingdom or Ireland. I could go with Ben Healy, but if you're the manager of Team Sky, you're absolutely going to choose the United Kingdom 10 times out of 10. And coming up next, we have our first 3-star objective of the season, the Volta a la Comunitat Valenciana. And we have arrived at the first of 5 stages on this Volta a la Comunitat Valenciana. It's going to be a hilly stage. Looks like it could suit us pretty well. We don't have a really decent sprinter. Connor Swift could do the job if we can get him over these last couple hills, but I don't suspect we'll be one of the favorites, and we are not. No surprise there. Sergio Higuita, Geraint Thomas, Remco is here. It's going to be tough to fulfill our objective of getting a stage win, but we're going to give it our all. And at the base of the first of the 2 big climbs, the breakaway has 4 minutes. Everybody's pulling, working to bring them back. They were out at 6.5, so we are slowly wheeling them back in. And I think we're going to try and push the pace up here to try and close it before that second of the 2 big climbs. And at the base of the second climb, we did manage to close the gap a little bit, but we're really going to have to nail this last climb if we want to catch this breakaway group. And we have finished half of the second climb, 2 minutes to the breakaway in front. We really want to be within about a minute, minute and a half before we get to the top. We're slowly pulling him back in. Really want Glog to pull this back. I think we'll be just within striking distance before that final little uptick where we can launch Healy, Onley, and Swift. And for the descent, we do have Ben Healy, who's moderately good at descending. Lots of twists here, so we're probably just going to have to ramp up the pace and hope and pray that we can claw this minute 30 back before we hit the finish line. And with about 15k to go, Healy is putting a little dent in that leading group, but we're going to have to launch a huge attack up this last little hill if we want to have any shot at taking a stage win, getting our objective out of the way early. Looks like, yeah, we're going to be a lot faster than the guys in front of us. We'll even move the pace up a little bit more. Try to deliver Onley and Swift right at the base of this little uptick. And Oscar Onley can attack. Healy can do his own thing. And come on, get up there. Come on, Onley. And he's not going to quite make it as Connor Swift goes. We're going to set him. Tom Gloag on his wheel. Onley can kind of do his own thing too. We're actually going to switch Gloag and Swift. I think Gloag would be a much better lead out. It's only 20 seconds. We can see the group right in front of us. With about 6k left, we're going to use both their energy gels. Rukar and Onley as well. Gloag trying to stop the attack from the movie star rider. Swift's stamina is actually in a pretty great position right now as the attacks try to come by, but our pace is just way too high, probably way too high for us too, as Mohoric looks to go. Don't think these are going to be landing attacks, as with about 1.3 left to go, we're going to launch Connor Swift. Right now, Lutsenko in the lead. Swift. Can he come around? He can't. It's going to be Danny Van Poppel, Benoit Kuznefroy, Dorian Godon, and Connor Swift ends up in 4th place. But an encouraging start to the Volta a la Comunitat Valenciana. And at the start of the second stage, it's going to be another hilly stage. There's 4 hilly stages in this race. This one's going to suit us a little bit more. It looks like we've got 6 categorized climbs and an uphill finish. I like to think we'd be in with a decent shot. We are not on the favorites list, but that might allow us to get somebody up the road and into the breakaway. And unfortunately, despite our best efforts, they would not let Chris Froome get into the breakaway today, despite the fact of him being almost 5 minutes down. So with about 16 kilometers left to go, we are 2.5 minutes back from the break, and this is looking more and more like a dire situation. Oscar Onley on the front, followed by Tom Gloag, Ben Healy, Connor Swift, and Rukar just kind of playing safety back there. As we reach this last little false flat, I don't think we'll be able to catch this front group, but I'll see you at the base of the last climb. And with about 5k to go, we're still half a minute back from the lead group, but we have closed that gap significantly as this finish looks to be a little twisty, as we're going to use our energy gel on everybody. But Oscar Onley going to get up to 92, try and chase these guys down. Okamika and Rangel Costa trying to get up there. Is Gloag looks like he might be the one to get us up. Is Van Poppel trying to get up the mountain. Not really his specialty, but Gloag is hoping to be a launch pad for Ben Healy, but there's pressure everywhere right now as our energy not in a great spot, but we really can't afford to have the pace any lower. Is Gloag limping across this finish line, but Remco Evenepoel coming around. Lutsenko also looking good. We'll use the last tiny bit of sprint on Healy to try and stay ahead of Geraint Thomas, but Gloag on the podium for stage 2. Healy comes across in 4th, just ahead of familiar face for Team Sky, Geraint Thomas. And with that finish, we see Remco Evenepoel, Alexei Lutsenko, and Tom Gloag on the podium, followed by Ben Healy, Geraint Thomas. And in the GC, Remco takes the lead by 12 seconds, but we do have Tom Gloag sitting there in 4th, Healy in 7th, Swift in 9th, so we are in a decent position to strike. It's going to be hard to beat Evenepoel, but if we can get lucky one of these stages, it can be one of 3 men to do it. And none of our riders are in the best climber category because we can't get anybody in the breakaway. The computer won't allow it. So, and in the points classification, Alexei Lutsenko in first, as Connor Swift is our best placed with 21 points in 5th place. And young rider again, Remco, going to be very hard to beat, but Gloag and Healy and Onley 2, 3, and 4. We're just hoping that Evenepoel has one bad day. And the team classification, we are ahead by virtually miles right now, 3.5 minutes back to Ineos in 2nd place. We're going to look to make that team classification ours throughout this stage race. And I wanted to say thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. The next episode we will be completing the Volta a la Comunitat Valenciana, 2 hilly stages and a flat stage to go, as well as doing the Volta a Algarve. It's Iberian time and we're looking to capitalize. But again, thank you for the support for these videos. I didn't expect anything like the amount of views I'm getting, so it's been overwhelming and I appreciate it so much. But until next time, thank you and goodbye.